Last night I was able to catch Jurassic World Rebirth at an early screening. Is it a rebirth for the franchise? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Previews and Reviews. I'm your host, Hayden. And if you've already seen the movie, please let me know down in the comments below, but keep it spoiler-free for those who haven't seen it yet. With that said, let's get into it. No! The way this film came about was very interesting. Universal Studios were going to let the Jurassic franchise rest on the shelf for a while after the poor reception that followed Jurassic World Dominion. However, screenwriter David Koepp, who penned the original Jurassic Park and the Lost World Jurassic Park's screenplays, brought a new script to Steven Spielberg and Universal Studios, and they loved it. So much so that Universal Studios pushed every other production on its slate back, including the new Fast and Furious movie, just to make this movie sooner. That's at least how the story and the news broke early last year that we were getting a new Jurassic Park film this year. As a longtime fan, I was both very excited and a little hesitant. It was very encouraging to see the amount of effort and support that Universal Studios was putting into this film, especially in their hiring process for a director and the marketing leading up to the release of Jurassic World Rebirth. But anytime a movie is rushed into production, it always makes me nervous. Was I right to be concerned? Or was I justified in being very excited? Gareth Edwards knows how to show an audience scale and treated every single frame as its own work of art. There's so much attention to detail that every frame is packed with stuff. It warrants rewatching this film numerous times just to see it all. I'm going to see it again on opening day in D-Box and RealD 3D, and I'm so excited that I get to, this time around, this go around, pick out new details that I didn't notice last night. Gareth Edwards was my first pick to direct a Jurassic movie when Universal announced they were shopping for a director, so I was obviously very excited to hear that he got the job. This film, with many details it packs in, expands the lore and world building of the franchise, but also should leave fans with several questions. That's all I'm going to say without getting into spoilers on that matter. The fact this movie was shot on film gives it a much different look to the previous Jurassic World entries into the franchise. There were several moments in the film that I sat there and felt like I could feel the film. The texture, the atmosphere, the water seeping into my shoes as a character steps into a river. This film felt tactile. And the cast? Wow, did they do an amazing job. Every time a character dies, their performances make their deaths feel real. Unlike a lot of Hollywood movies, you feel it when these characters, who we are meeting for the first time, die. And the dinosaurs? They don't steal the show. While each of their sequences are fantastic, they feel just as real as the characters do. You know what does steal the show, though? The island itself. This island feels like a mix between Isla Sorna in The Lost World Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3 and Skull Island, both from the 2005 King Kong and Kong Skull Island films. You're nervous when these characters step into the murky water or walk through dense foliage because this jungle feels alive and primal. As a general moviegoer, I only have one gripe. The movie feels like it ends suddenly, abruptly. I would have easily sat through another hour of this film. Narratively, it makes sense why the film ends where it does, and it's refreshing compared to the formula established from the last three movies. As a fan of the Jurassic Park franchise, while it definitely feels more like a park than a world movie, it still has a few things that make it feel a bit different, as if this could exist in another timeline. Without spoiling the movie, there's one moment that feels straight out of Kong Skull Island. And while I don't really have any problems with that, per se, it just caught me off guard. And maybe that's a good thing. If us fans are never caught off guard, the movies will become dull and the story is just what we've already seen before. This film takes several risks, but for me, they were worth it. I thought this film was fantastic. It takes time to establish its characters in meaningful ways, adds to the lore of the franchise, and does something new and refreshing for the franchise. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 popcorn buckets and 5 out of 5 film reels I have nothing to really complain about as far as the craft that went into this film goes, and the film is entertaining through and through. I highly recommend seeing it in a theater on the biggest screen you can with a packed crowd.